All right, hello everybody. Sorry for interrupting the nice Hotline Miami 2 music, but we are ready for the message here. So, Runner, can I give the word to you? All right, take it away.
We're gonna have a countdown. 3,
2, 1, go!
Oh, what? Too fast? Oh, my bad. Well, we are speedrunners after all, so we like going fast. It's gonna take a little bit because we have to watch a small bit of the first cutscene. Not too long though. My bad.
Yeah, should be able. Yeah, there we go.
Hold on, I gotta create the save file again.
What?
Not New Game
What?
Plus. Bamboo Boys was the one that won, right?
Yeah, Bamboo Boys won by a landslide.
Remember, boys?
We can get some Bamboo Boys in the chat, represent. All right, we're ready.
All right, is
we go,
everyone
go.
ready this time? All right.
Yes.
2,
1, go!
All right, so this is the messenger. You just saw Shuri destroy in Ninja Gaiden. You're gonna see a lot of similarities between that and this game.
Yep.
A lot of the game mechanics carry over. This game's a little bit easier. A lot less death.
Well, in my opinion, there's a little bit more depths, but it's more forgiving. That's for sure.
As you can see, the art style is pretty much the same. The intro stage is very non-eventful. Not a lot of stuff happens. Basically just introducing you to the first game mechanic, which is Cloud Step. After you hit anything in the world, basically, like lanterns or enemies, you can do an initial jump in the air, which is seeable by the little cloud under your feet after you hit something. So that's a very important part of this game.
It's one of the most important mechanics, so you're going to see that a lot. Hopefully, are you going for enter skip? Or,
Of course I am.
Okay, that is one of the more important ones to have class tech. We have decent RNG with one-time shard.
Yeah, decent RNG. You can either get 1, 2, or 0 time shards there. We got sort of lucky and got 1.
Yes, because for the people who do not know the messenger, time shards are like currency in this game. We buy upgrades with this.
We're gonna have 40 before the first shop, so I'll let you know when that happens. We're aiming to have at least 34 before entering a room. If not, it's not a big deal.
And one of the big pluses, as you might hear, is the music in this game is fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to Rainbow Dragon Eyes. He did an amazing job in this soundtrack. The first stage is very, again, a little uneventful. Just basically getting you to master the cloud set mechanic.
Yeah, it's just this sort of a tutorial that you play. And it's very helpful.
You're gonna see me do a lot of cloud stepping. We got 34, which means we can get this arc and go into the shop immediately and meet the best character in the game.
Shops.
Unfortunately, not gonna have a lot of dialogue from him. We just got the wall jump ability, which doesn't have a lot of cool tech with it, but it allows us to progress forward. In addition to also buying the ability to destroy projectiles. My audio is very loud.
So, for the people who do not understand the projectiles part, before we couldn't slice through the fireballs of enemies, for instance. Now we can. That's what the ability does. Let's see, did we get the forward boost? We did it. Nice.
Poggers. That's a little kind of tricky trick right there. To damage boost and not have to use the swinging platform.
Says 2 seconds, correct?
Just about. I always hit it, so I wouldn't know.
Do we have time for one small question?
Sure, go ahead.
Why Japanese?
Japanese because it makes us look like professional speedrunners.
All right, so there's no time benefit or anything.
There's a small bit, like a couple frames every time you enter a shop, but aside from that, it is negligible at best.
The plus side is that the Messenger developers are very, very awesome, and they made an actual mesh button for us. So with a combination on on some certain buttons, we can just skip text, so we do not have to constantly press buttons and mash through it.
Yeah, very friendly developers. They've been supporting us in an amazing way. Going for the respect play, miss it, rip dreams.
That would have been
alright.
awesome.
It would have been pretty sweet if I got it
But it's one of the harder tricks.
in the first stage.
Exactly.
One of the first vertical screens in the game, really making use of that cloud step to get up as quickly as possible. Catching this cycle on this ball and chain. Hopefully not getting hit. Nice. Gonna grab some extra time shards because we are a little bit tight.
Yeah, we need 130 for the next shop. Ooh, nice.
Skipping that little screen. Not a huge time save, but a pretty fancy one. Pretty nice movement there. Not too shabby. Getting up to the end of the level.
Some extra time
And-
charge just in case.
Taking a little moment to appreciate the background art. Very pretty.
And we won the shop right here for some extra stuff. Do you
Good.
like to explain?
Yeah, sure. Gonna buy shurikens and second wind in that shop. Shurikens mostly just to deal extra damage, and second wind allows you to jump after taking damage, allowing for some pretty cool damage boosts in the run. First boss, gonna have to do some pretty tricky mashing here to get through.
Yeah, that's also the reason we buy the shuriken, so...
Oh,
if
I
you-
messed up. I messed up.
No, otherwise you can get the one cycle because of the shurikens, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm probably one hit away. I stopped mashing for a second. Kind of annoying.
Yeah, one hit away.
One hit away.
Haha, too
Feels
bad.
bad, man. Lose you about 15 seconds. Not a huge deal. And that's going to be the end of Autumn Hills. As you go into the best level of the game, we're in here. Well, actually, later on in the run, we'll come back. But for now, we're just going to be in here for about 5 seconds before leaving into one of the more difficult levels in the early game.
The catacombs.
This level is very tight. It's got a lot of cycles, which makes it pretty scary, especially because of the abundance of spikes and instant death traps. So we're gonna try not to die. Small mistake. Should be fine.
Oh, you still
Gonna
got
make
the
the first
cycle.
cycle, yeah. This is just a small room clearing area.
Yep, and that's also that wizard is the boss of this level. So we will see him a little later once again.
Here's one of the first cycles we gotta make. Not too difficult, we made it.
Nice.
Slip past those. Grab some extra time shards because we're greedy. Gonna be making that cycle as well, very nice.
And this is the more easy cycle, the death trap.
Yeah,
Run.
we got it. Also gonna get an HP refill. Pretty nice. Not gonna go for this damage boost.
I just wanted to ask, but that's risky.
It's risky because in a near room or in a later room you can grab some extra HP, but it does slow you down a little bit and you can miss a cycle, which I don't want.
this. Oh,
Wizrobe, please.
so those Wisp ropes, they are RNG related. They can teleport everywhere they want.
We're gonna see some of that in this room.
Hopefully,
CRNG. Oh, very nice.
at least not as bad as.
Not as bad as Coney. Shout out to Coney. We got the worst RNG yesterday.
Doing a race. Nice boost. Sorry.
Alright. The rest of the stage is pretty easy up until the final trick, which is probably the hardest trick in this stage.
Oh, most definitely.
Just some movement by dropping down. Alright, here it comes. Let's see if I can get it. Got it.
Nice!
That's pretty tight. And it's death if you miss it. Oh, this is not what I want. If you miss that, that's instant death. So glad we got it. Because that's pretty punishing.
And now hope for the high Ruxton.
This boss is Ruxton. He can either go on top or on the bottom of the screen. You want him to on top because that's way faster. It's RNG.
Less
so
RNG.
Less RNG in chat.
Oh.
Low Ruxton. Never lucky.
Still very solid fight.
That's what you want to have happen if you get low Ruxton. Pretty good.
Very good job.
As we go into our namesake, the Bamboo Creek. This is a lot of people's favorite stage. It really puts all of the early game mechanics to the test, and has some pretty interesting tricks to boot.
And
So
it has
we'll see if I can get them.
and it has a song about Chinese food.
I'm not gonna sing it, but the official lyrics are about Chinese food. Oh, whoops.
And as you can see in this level, we have a new kind of mechanic, is like using those switches to open gates. And
Yeah, shurikens do activate those switches, which we will see a little bit later on in the run as well. That's Javelin, an enemy that's going to be coming back in a little bit. Not too much of a threat though.
Runner, do you have time for another small question?
Sure.
Are you the world record holder?
No. In this category, I'm third place, behind 2C Plus and Cooney. Kooningas EST. In the other categories, in linear, I'm third place as well, and then in 8-bit no out of bounds, I am 6th place, I believe. We're tied for 6th. This is the trick everyone likes to talk about.
oh,
Really close. I'm gonna go for it again. It's because I'm crazy. All right, never mind.
And the skip is
Feels bad
very,
now.
very, very hard. I really commend you that you tried it a few times.
Do you know the world record out of the top of your head?
I think it's 155 or 154. I can't remember. I'm sorry. My PB is 158.15, I believe. Coming up is a pretty cool room skip. Gonna use a lot of cloud steps to skip that room entirely. You're normally supposed to go down and grab an elevator, but we're gonna skip that entirely. Gonna grab some extra time shard for safety there, as we need it for the next level. And that is the end of Bamboo Creek. We need 275 here to buy some new upgrades. We're also going to get a new power-up. Grab that one-time shard for luck. We're going to get the wingsuit here, in addition to the water dash and acrobatics. The wingsuit allows you to just basically glide, mostly just for these air vents over here. Acrobatics we purchased in order to slash underneath you while gliding. And water dash we're not going to see a whole lot of in this stage, but
Later on.
it's there.
Right?
Yeah, later on in the run we're going to see a lot of water dashing. And also at one point in this level.
Ooh. Still very, very clean.
Pretty good drop. Went for the YOLO. Didn't work out. That's okay. We don't need a lot of HP in this level. Didn't mean to skip that checkpoint.
Yeah, I was already thinking, like, is it intentional or...
But we live on the edge here.
There's HP there.
Yeah, there's HP
It's
there, yeah.
fine.
Gonna grab it for safety reasons.
Also, get your Ninja Haze ready.
Ninja Hay in chat. Here it comes.
Hey!
So there's just a small soundbite in this music where it's a couple of the devs going, hey. And we like to announce that to our fellow runners whenever we reach that point. Oh, God.
And we like to say that in a run you want to have one hay, no two hays.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to die. That'd be a little bit sad. So I'm going to play this a little bit safe and make sure I debate that guy into throwing right instead of left.
And there we go.
Gonna hit a checkpoint. Now spikes do cause 3 damage, which is why even if you hit a checkpoint, it's still kind of scary because it only refills you up to 3 HP. But
yeah, and for the people who don't know yet, if you are below 3 health and you go to a checkpoint, you replenish your HP to 3. So
yeah.
That's why it can be so scary.
Kind of a sloppy room. No big deal. There's the second hay incoming.
Hey!
Alright,
So much bad.
into the boss. This is Emerald Golem.
Jerk.
He is pretty tough sometimes. I'm gonna try and focus a little bit on counting, because counting is difficult.
Yeah. And I will also be quiet so we can fully focus.
So far, so good.
Very nice.
That should be it for the first phase.
And that should be it indeed. Nice, 2 cycle.
There we go. Pretty clean 2 cycle. He's gonna go into the second phase though, where he just kind of floats about. Want to kill him as fast as possible. He went right, that's fine. If we kill him fast, which we did. Pretty clean boss fight overall, I'd say.
Yeah, that was very good.
And now we learned that it's all a big misunderstanding. And he was just mining around with his golem, and we destroyed it. And he's gonna be a little bit sad.
Yeah, Bible thumbs.
Bible thumps in chat. We made him cry.
Oh.
Feels bad, man. Alright, and that's the end of Howling Grotto. This is Skullshroom Marsh, a very horizontal level, where the goal is mostly just never to stop holding right and keep going as fast as possible. It's got a lot of glide attacks. Gliding above the screen, just avoiding everything. Screw you, bird.
Versus jerks.
Normally I'd skip the upcoming checkpoints, but just because it's a marathon, I'm gonna grab it for safety. By the way,
can I say one thing? Someone mentioned singing mushrooms. Mind adding on to that?
Yeah, in the background you can actually see certain mushrooms singing along to the tune, so pay attention to that.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, someone in chat just pointed it out to you, so I thought might as well say it.
I'll point it out when I see one. There it goes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shoutouts to the singing shrooms. They're pretty cool. Now we are going to be skipping that checkpoint because again, we do live on the edge. Small trick incoming. See if I get it.
Nice, you got it.
Nice. Sniped that switch there with some shurikens.
Very clean.
I'd like to use 2 damage boosts here. I think I failed actually, so I'm just gonna play it safe. Don't want to get hit by any of these spikes, because again, we are at 3 HP, and they will insta-kill us. Now normally, some runners go around that platform. I'm not gonna, because it's scary.
It's very scary.
And while I do live on the edge, not that close.
Well, upcoming we have...
The Queen of Quills, which is the
Yes.
boss fight of the stage.
I hate her.
She's pretty tough. Small little mishap there. I thought she was going to go right. Now this is a scripted boss fight, so she will go through certain phases after doing a certain amount of damage. But because we knocked her down with a shuriken, she skipped one of her phases.
By tucking down, she cannot whip you. And 2 shurikens, there we go.
From the side of the screen for respect. Now there is a cutscene there if you have died before this level. I'll explain it later if I do die in this run. Big if. And that's the end of Close Room.
Off to the level where we get the best weapon in the game.
Yes, I'll be explaining it along the way, hopefully. This shop right here is where we get it. Wall jumping is hard, trust me. We're also going to pick up some extra HP for safety. Alright, so now we have the rope dart, which is... this is where the run starts to really become interesting.
Yeah, it goes very fast. Ooh.
Mistakes.
So with rope darts, you can kind of cling to everything and go really fast. It also accelerates, so it's a great weapon.
It also gives you some invincibility frames. You're going to see me use it basically whenever I can.
Especially at boss fights.
It gives you a slash as well if it's an enemy or a lantern you're targeting. So it also gives you a cloud step off of that slash.
Nice.
Got it. Small little trick there.
Oh, I didn't even see you by the drop
Oh yeah,
ability.
my menuing is too fast.
Too fast for the human
Poggers.
eye. Sorry, I can only see in 30 frames per second.
Bad meme.
No! Okay, I missed it. Mistakes. You can do that in one cycle, but I had to walk around because I missed it. I am playing a little bit safer than I usually would be, because we are at 3 HP. And
That
again,
should be good now.
that's the danger zone. I missed the Lancer with HP in it, so that's fun.
Should be fine.
Yeah. The spider level is not too hard. In before death. Gonna use that little, I don't know what it is. It's like a spinning blade. Rope dart him to go really fast. And some more vertical movements. Pretty nice.
That was very clean.
And this is the boss of the level, which is two ogres called Kolos and Suzes. One of the smaller RNG bosses of the game, or segments. Basically, okay, that's bad RNG right off the bat.
And as you can see, he uses his rope dart a lot now for iframes and extra damage. So the thing is, with the green ogre, you have to attack it from the front, and the red ogre, you have to attack it from the back.
Another attack, seriously? This game hates me. Oh wow, that was actually a pretty good boss fight. Considering I got 2 attacks, which is what you don't want usually. So we're gonna put aside our differences, and they're gonna help us get to the next level.
Where we will really enjoy the music.
Yeah, it's got some great music. So Sour please, Shovel please, Pepe please. Any pleases in chat. Because this music's great. Also a lot of people's favorite stage. It's got a lot of vertical movements, a lot of rope darting.
Well, I like this level with the exception of that bird. For some reason.
He allows us to skip a lot of the stage. Or a lot of that screen.
True.
And also there's no boss, meaning you can just have insane movements and get a gold off of that instead of having to rely on a boss.
That's the nice thing, in my opinion, about this level. If your movement is good, you can skip so much.
Yeah. I thought I missed there. I had a small heart attack.
Me too.
Small mishap. Should be fine.
Nothing big, nothing big.
I've got a small question from chat. Since this is an ice level, are there ice physics? Does the ninja
there are
slide?
ice physics.
Yeah. When you see the icy ground, there's where the ice physics happen.
You're not going to notice a lot of it because mostly we're just in the air in this level. And the ice physics are in areas where it doesn't really matter. But there are ice physics.
If you keep on moving in one direction, you won't really feel it.
Yeah. Pretty decent overall. This is the end of the stage.
Yep.
Gonna have some breathing room here. Host, if there's anything you want to say, this would be a great time.
Alright, I'll check if there are any donations as we speak. I sadly do not have any donations. But of course, I have some other things to say.
Alright, go ahead.
So,
I don't know how audio works.
we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. We're streaming live from Alphen aan den Rijn in the Netherlands. If you don't know where that is, that's towards the west of the country. So I also want to thank ESA for supporting us, supporting the event, for allowing us to stream on their channel. I also want to plug BSG Annual. That's happening August 11th, starting, I believe. If I'm saying this correctly.
Getting this right.
And submissions are still open for that marathon. They end rather soon, so if there's anyone interested in coming by, then I would say go ahead, come run, come hang out, You're always welcome.
I hate wizards. Alright, so this is Tower of Time. A pretty tough level. It's got a lot of wizards.
A lot of lasers.
Lasers actually deal 4 damage, so that's why this is kind of a scary level.
Ooh, too bad.
Missing that little strat, that's fine.
So, the gimmick in this level is just like the switches.
Switches and lasers, that's the theme. Okay, that was very close. Oh, god damn it. Sorry, wizards are annoying.
They are super annoying.
And again, RNG based where they do go, so that makes them even more so. Not going for this strat, I haven't practiced it.
Yeah,
What? Alright, that's alright. We're gonna meet our boy Quarble here, which is the little demon boy.
he eats the time shards as well every time we die.
He brings you back to life, and he really wants your time shards to pay for it. Time shards. Not that it matters at this point in the run, because we bought a lot of the early game upgrades already.
Nice.
Ah, sorta got it.
It's always so dicey when that happens.
I went for the strat because I died earlier, so I wanted to make up some time. We don't have enough HP to do a damage boost here. Unfortunate. Not too huge a deal though. You actually need 5 HP to be able to damage boost here.
And it stays around 7 seconds, right?
Yeah, something like that. You don't have to wait for that platform there. Maybe you should have grabbed that checkpoint.
Yeah, I was already like... I respect that.
I'm on autopilot mode, so I kind of just glided past it. 2 HP drops, the game loves us today. Didn't really need 2 of them, but appreciate it nonetheless.
You appreciate the gesture game gives us.
Now we're gonna get introduced to these, which transports you after you hit them. They're kind of slow and annoying, but we deal with them.
Yeah, and there's some ways to skip a few of them. Oh, I thought for a second you would go for the damage boost.
I'm not that crazy. I'm cutting my losses. I already have 1 death in this stage. That's more than enough.
So there are multiple categories in the messenger, and this will be the final one for the 8-bits.
The final
category.
level for the 8-bit section. The 8-bit section is really popular because it's only about 30 minutes long. It's gonna end after this stage. However, for us, it's only like a 1/4 of the run, so prepare.
Yeah, and after this you will see some amazing,
Plays, movement,
yeah, exactly, as well.
spectacle.
Uh,
I did not mean to go inside the shop. We're just gonna say hi to the shopkeeper before inevitable demise.
For a second I thought you found something new and you wanted to show it off here. I was like, what?
No. Just a small mishap there. This is the final boss of the 8-bit section. Pretty tough. If you go for cool strats, which I'm not gonna do.
The arcane golem.
He likes to clap. He's like a Nintendo boss, because all of his attacks are on his hands.
Klepper. You're gonna go to see special?
Nah.
I can understand that.
Now, this is not the way you're supposed to do it, but the invincibility frames of the rope dart allow us to do it this way. And there we go.
Nice. What was the time for that? 33:18.
Not too shabby.
That's pretty good.
For a death.
Yeah. So here we go to mechanic, which is pretty awesome.
We are gonna take a leap of faith here.
And we're going to transform. Pokemon has been evolved.
Exactly. So we're now cool, and we have a hat and a cape. So that's like 10 times cooler already. But then the rest of the world is also evolved, and is now 16-bit. Looks very fancy. The music's also got an upgrade. And this is where the run ends for a lot of other runners who are playing 8-bit, which you might have seen in other marathons or other runners do.
Yep.
But we're gonna go on.
Or this is the start for the next category, which is called linear.
Yeah, none of which, by the way, actually finished the game, which is why we're playing any percent and actually getting to the credits. There's some pretty cool strats in this stage that I might not be going for, because they're dangerous as hell.
And there are a lot of spikes in this section. How many times should you need for the next upcoming upgrades?
It's going to be a long while before the next upgrade, but we need somewhere around a 500, I believe. And then after that we need 1,000. I can't remember exactly, because you always have enough. It's like not even tight.
Oh, okay. As long as you got lanterns, you will.
Yeah, you'll get it inevitably. Or maybe it's actually only 300. I can't remember. Usually you have 500 around the time you purchase it. This is Manfred. He's a dragon. He's very mean, and he one-shots you if you get into his range. So we're gonna run away.
It's kind of funny because we're stepping on clouds, and one of the abilities is getting called Cloud Step.
Wow, good one. And that's the end of the first chase. We're gonna have 2 more of those before the boss fight. Alright, these ghosts can really mess with you, or at least they can mess with me. I don't like them. Because they're above open pits and they just randomly go directions and I don't understand them. So I don't like this section. Into the second Manfred chase. This one's a lot longer than the first one. So in these sections, it's an auto-scroller, so there's not a lot of time saved.
Unless you die, of course.
Unless you die. And there's a lot of bottomless pits, so I'm going to be playing semi-safe and staying back on the screen a little bit so I can see when bottomless pits are. We're going to make it past, though. Not too long until the next one, which is coming up now. This is the final Manfred chase. There's also an enemy here, which we're gonna snipe with a shuriken.
Are you not going for the rope darts? Or is that not really...
Oh, it doesn't really matter that much.
I've seen Cunningham do it, so I was like, oh,
there we go.
if he does it...
We sniped the enemy with the rope dart, or with the shuriken. That means this run's blessed. We're gonna get Manfred glitch. Hopefully. Alright. This is the final room before the boss fight, which is gonna be Manfred again. one of, if not the hardest boss fight in the game. But there's also the possibility that we can kind of lock him in place and keep hitting him forever.
Let's hope that happens.
I almost got it, but then I fell down. It looked very promising.
Well,
if you don't get it, you still just kind of got to wail on him until he dies. This rhythm is kind of hard to keep up. I'm not that good at it. And you also don't want to die, which I took 2 hits, which is pretty bad. Alright, I'm going to be playing a little bit more safe. Because I don't want to die. I'm just going to go into this move. Where he goes from the side and fireballs you. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
I got really scared.
Me too.
Not gonna lie.
But that
I
was
took a
very
lot more
clutch.
hits. Kind of a slow boss fight, but we made it. So that's fine.
Better than dying.
And now he's blue. That means he's friendly. And there's that enemy I was talking about who comes back every once in a while. Turns out he's actually a demon. And that's going to mark the end of Cloud Ruins. This is the underworld. It's got a lot of lava, a lot of fireballs. Lava does insta-kill you, so you kind of want to watch out for that.
So no lava boost from us.
The stage isn't that hard generally, but you can... Alright. Alright.
Oh man.
Turtle Boy not being nice. Understandable. We did try to kill him. Oh, nice. We despawned these 2 enemies. It's not too hard to do. It's kind of funny when it happens, though. Okay.
Ooh.
I don't want to die. That's something I do not want to happen. We're gonna get some HP in not too long, so... But this is kind of a scary section.
Yeah. Whoa! Shame.
Right, that sucks. It's not a huge death, because we're right back here. But let's try not to get hit by this thing this time. Oh my god. Yikes. Alright, I just won't go for it the 3rd time, I guess. Kind of sad about that. This run was going very well up until this point. Good thing we have a very generous estimate. Alright, we got an HP refill too. Game says, here you go, you need it. Of course, we're gonna get through this damageless this time. Alright, not quite.
Well, you changed that.
No, don't. Okay. Okay. This game, it's my fault, by the way. I'm just blaming the game because I'm salty. Gonna grab the checkpoint because we're not having the best underworld of all time. Generally, I try to skip that checkpoint because it's faster, but... This is Lava Chase. Some cool vertical movements if this guy decides to throw his rock at you, which he didn't. It's position-based. Oh, Lord in heaven. Alright, there we go. Onto a pretty cool screen. You kind of just got to drop down. Oops. Alright, this is the final screen of the level before the boss fights. This boss fight's generally pretty hard in a casual run, but we can cheese him. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically, every time you throw a shuriken, he has to do his reflected animation, and that cancels his standard animation, which just restarts it. And that lets us do a ton of damage. And he's going to be dashing around a lot. We're just going to sit in the corner and hit him. Until he gets to the middle, and that's the end of linear. And here comes the longest cutscene in the game. It's like 4 minutes long, so if you gotta take a bathroom break or grab a snack, this would be the time.
It was a 44-34-ish.
Not terrible. It's about 2 minutes behind my PB. So Manfred, MVP, gonna come in clutch and save us.
Look at the background, it's so beautiful.
So beautiful. This song is a banger, by the way. It's the only time we're gonna hear it, which is sad. So now you might recognize this. It's a loop. We're the Western hero. We've traveled so far east, we looped all the way back to the west, and now we're coming in to stop the Demon King.
Yeah, if you play this casually, this is mind-blown.
Yeah, it's really a great part of the game. Got some great dialogue. Unfortunately, we're on Japanese, so not gonna see it.
Yeah, the dialogue and in this game is great. It has a lot of funny jokes and it's very charming.
Yeah, the writing is amazing. So now, we get to fulfill the role of the shopkeeper. And give upgrades to our soldier. And he has the scroll with him now. So he has to travel all the way to Glacial Peak as well and prove himself as a worthy messenger. This is really where the text mashing buttons come in clutch, because we can just hold 2 buttons at the same time and every single text box will be skipped the frame it pops up. So
it's great.
Shout out to Sabotage for allowing us to do that. Turns out we were supposed to send Quirble to save the soldier if he died, which we didn't do. So now the soldier's dead. F.
Nice.
Jinx. And now we have to do something about it. Still a little more cutscene to go through. And this is where the game opens up into a Metroidvania-ish style.
And it's going to be amazing how the 2 mechanics of 8-bit and 16-bit are going to mix together.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff. Because now we're not locked in a single time anymore. Or in a single mode, I guess. We can actually transition between the two by going through portals. Or rifts, or whatever you want to call them.
Can I suggest a name for the portal thingies?
I can't remember if there's an actual name for them.
I have a suggestion for it. I think we should name him Charles.
Oh.
Alright, well, we're going to call them Charles from now on. Those things are portable Charles, those flying wisp guys. You can hit them and they become Charles.
I thought you were going to say Gladys or something, but...
We're going to use our movements throughout a lot of that screen that we got from the water dash. That's one of the uses of the water dash in the run. Cool little trick here if I get it. Nice. Sniped the falling caterpillar with a shuriken, allowing us to rope dart the turtle. And this is one of the hardest tricks in the run. and has killed quite a few of them in the past. First try. All right.
Nice.
You didn't get to see it a whole lot, but that was pretty good.
It's very, very rough.
You're trying to get a one-tile wall jump, which is also what we tried to do earlier in Bamboo Creek with N2 skip. We failed earlier, but this time we nailed it, so very nice. And that's going to get us our first notes by skipping a ton of Autumn Hills. Traditionally, you'd buy HP here, but I'm going to save that pickup because it does give you a full health restore. And it's kind of one of my backups for later in the run.
Very smart to,
Excuse me.
To not put all your eggs in one basket.
It's a little bit slower, but it's a little bit safer as well. Whoops.
So now we're back at the catacombs, as you might recognize.
Howling Grotto, not Catacombs.
Oh, yeah, shoot, you're right.
No problem. They're confusing. Really seeing some great movements with the rope dart here. Rope dart everything, that's our mantra.
That's why a lot of people also like New Game Plus, because you have the rope dart from the start.
Alright, another hay coming up.
Hey!
Oh no, wait, that wasn't it. It's tough to tell in 16-bit when the hays are. Oops. This is the actual one. Hey,
There
you're gonna get a 2-for-1 special in haze here. You're lucky. So that's Charles right there. We transform into the 8-bit version. Now we go into a Lost Woods-esque maze. And hopefully I can remember it. Probably.
I guess it's not northwest, southwest.
It's so nice and quiet in the water.
Yeah. It's got some pretty cool, a pretty cool water effect as well. Like the music muffles and everything. It's pretty nice.
It's one of those amazing charms that the game has.
Alright, we're gonna be moving on to Sunken Shrine, which is my favorite level, and most people despise it. So, it's got some great music.
It's also the place where you start to use stabbies a lot, right?
Yeah. And you can skip certain Charles, which by the way we're still calling them Charles throughout the entire run. You can skip some of them by damage boosting and stuff. It's pretty interesting to see. Alright. Small heart attack right there.
That was dicey.
Yeah. A lot of waiting for these thingies, saw blades, that's what they're called. In order to move on.
Nice damage boost.
So this is where I'm gonna grab the HP for the full HP restore. Allowing us to have just a little bit more safety on this trick. There we go.
Nice.
Skips a pretty large section. I'm gonna play a little bit safe here. When you see me crouching really fast, it has no use. That's just me waiting for cycles usually. Now we can walk on water. We just got the water walking tab eye.
Stupid. Never mind, I wanted to make a really bad joke. Never mind.
So by holding right trigger, we can now walk on water and other liquid substances. That'll be important later. Got that cycle, pretty nice. So you're just gonna be seeing me rope dart every single surface that is rope dartable. Whenever I can, it's always faster just about. Thanks to the HP drop, Ghost. Alright, took no damage, that was a little bit of an oopsie. A small little cool strat coming up. I'll go for it once. If I miss it, then it's whatever. Got it. Nice.
Ooh, nice.
So that allows you to skip a ton of that screen. Or not skip it, but go through it very fast. Pretty good so far. That's about 2/3 of the level. You have to collect 2 medallions. The other one is on this side of the stage. More spikes.
A lot of spikes in this level.
Yeah. Which I guess is why a lot of people dislike it, but I really like the music.
And the music is great, but the spikes are scary.
Gonna see me play a little bit safe until we get that HP pickup. Because again, spikes do kill me in 1 hit at 3 HP. There's a cool strat here. I'll try to go for it. Alright, nice. So instead of getting hit by the spikes there, I got hit by the fireball. That's not what I wanted to do. And I could just damage boost through that entire section. Skipping having to wait for the elevator. So that was pretty slick. We're gonna get hit by every single obstacle in the level. Kappa. I'm gonna play this area a little bit safer than I usually do on stream. Gonna grab the HP.
Nice boost.
Alright, and that's gonna almost be the end of Sunken Shrine. Getting the second medallion. And now we have a pretty long cutscene to wait through. So that stage really had a lot of areas you couldn't normally go through in a certain time, like not in 8-bit, but you can go through them in 16-bit. So that's where you kind of get to see a lot of that coolness that this game gets in its latter half. And some of them we can just skip by doing cool strats. This is going to give us our second note. We're going to have to collect 6 of them. So we're well on our way. There we go. And now, for some reason we have to wait for this door to close entirely, because we're respectful like that. And that's the end of Sunken Shrine. There's a trick that I don't think anyone has ever gotten except 2C+. Shoutouts to him. It's position and frame perfect, so I'll see if I can get it. It saves like 2 seconds. Nope.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That skip.
If you rope dart that skeleton and kill him on the same frame the second skeleton appears, you teleport to the second skeleton. And it's pretty wacky, and it's only happened once to my knowledge.
It was very cool though when it happened.
Yeah, definitely. Yikes.
Hey?
Hey.
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 All right. Moving on to Bamboo. We're gonna rescue our boy, Bamboo Boy. All right, we're gonna try and get up here. Utilize a trick, or not really a trick, just a kind of an exploit. Your sword arc extends for a little bit further than you think. So if you hold on to a wall, slash, and then jump, the slash goes through the wall. So that allows us to go through here and rescue the Bamboo Boy,
Bamboo Boy hype.
also known as Acro. Not Acro. I think he's. What is? It's Claustro. That's his name. He's afraid of tight spaces, and that's why he's trapped in such a tight space. Poor guy.
Makes sense with his name.
Yeah, we're rescuing 4 of those little guys. We call them boys, but they're actually called Phobkins. They fix a bridge in Forlorn Temple, and that's why we need them.
The Fallen Temple is the place where we fell down into catacombs, right?
Earlier, yeah, that's earlier on the run, after Autumn Hills. So because this game is now Metroidvania-esque, we're gonna backtrack a lot and go to areas that were previously not accessible, as Metroidvania entails. Weirdly enough, this is actually where a lot of people lose interest in the game. Not really an important note, but
Also, fun fact: you saw PiranhaPig walk over that tree.
That's not considered out of bounds because we don't clip to get there, but it's kind of like a small little weird gray area that we allow in the no out of bounds speedrun. Stupid caterpillar. Out of bamboo and into catacombs. We're gonna grab Ruxin's amulet, which we'll need later. It's very dusty. He wrote us a very nice note about it. But there you go. And we're gonna do some more backtracking in the stage. The stage is pretty similar to how it is for the first time through in 8-bit. Got some small little differences that you'll notice, but nothing huge. A lot more bottomless pits. This part coming up, by the way, is one of the most impressive thing if you've never speedrun this game. If I do it right. It's Dark Cave.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty...
It's really impressive looking, but really it's just memorization.
Guess you can compare it to Link to the Past randomizers where you do not have the lantern.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have time for some donations? I missed earlier.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, we have a donation, €5 by Anonymous. Says, let's go PP, cash in that world record finally. Good luck.
Thanks, Anonymous. Alright, so this is Dark Cave. There's nothing to see here. XD. I kind of messed up at the start there. It's got a lot of like small cues that you can use to tell yourself where you are. In the normal playthrough, you'd have a candle by now, which would allow you to see. But we're just gonna do it blindly. Almost everything here is a bottomless pit, so that's why it's kind of scary.
I didn't even know that. Now every time I see you fall, I get a heart attack.
And that's it.
Nice. Good job.
It's always pretty cool to see. And now this is my least favorite level. Well, it's not a bad level. I think the aesthetic is kind of cool. But it's very difficult, and that's why I dislike it. It's got some really hard tricks.
Do we have time for one more donation?
Go ahead.
Alright, we have a donation from the one and only Cruel. Another great day at BSG. I love watching my childhood frames get destroyed. Thanks to the runner and those watching behind the scenes. Glad to view such worthy cars. Put this to an animal towards the donator's choice.
Thank you. I could not understand half of that because my audio is still kind of too high, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Half of that sounded like autocorrect, so...
Alright. Thank you. I appreciate that. My audio is finally a little bit better. Nah, it's fine now. It was like really loud earlier on, so I couldn't really hear a lot of it. I did! It's okay, I didn't want to bother you. Because I'm so nice. This water, by the way, is also instant death, and you can't walk on it because it's streaming or something. I think that's the excuse. This is like Mario-esque. Waiting for these
Well, I can
platforms.
understand, by the way, that you dislike this level, but I think the boss of this level is pretty darn cool.
Yeah, the boss of this level is really cool. Okay, we get it.
Nice.
Alright, there's a really cool trick coming up. If I get it, it's gonna be really sweet, but it can also kill me pretty easily, so let's see here. Gonna use that momentum to try and go through a lot of this level.
Nice, that was pretty darn fast.
Alright, nice. And we got the cycle. That was probably the most perfect I've ever done that trick, so feels good, man.
For the first time, marathon luck was not sarcastic.
Yeah. I tend to die a lot on this stage, so far, don't want to jinx it. Well, I probably already jinxed it. So far, it's going pretty well. Now we're going to get introduced to these. We already kind of saw them earlier on, but we skipped a lot of them. You're supposed to solve a bunch of puzzles with these, bouncing you around. We choose to kind of just skip them. Because we don't feel like doing puzzles, except on this room, because we can't skip them here. Another section where we should be doing puzzles, but we're just going to skip it again. 'Cause we're cool like that. Alright, coming up, like the bane of my existence, this trick. I'll go for it once. If I fail, I'm just doing normal strats. Because I hate this trick. Oh my, I actually got it.
Nice!
Boggers. I've never gotten that in a run before, so that's something. It's the first time I've ever gotten in a run, so that's like... This is probably the best I've ever done at this level. Very happy about that. Boss coming up in a second. It's a pretty cool looking moth. Except it's only disguised as such, because it's actually a creepy bat guy. And he doesn't like us, so he's going to try and kill us. There are some platforms around this arena that allow you to climb up to try and fight it. Except those platforms are hidden by default, so we just kind of memorize them. Not quite the first cycle. You can just keep hitting it off stage or off screen. That's what I tried to do there. Didn't quite kill it though. Did a lot of damage. There we go. Got it. Kill him off screen. Pretty nice boss fight. Not bad at all. And we're gonna death warp back to the checkpoints. There we go. First intentional death. So all of that quest with the Dark Cave and everything was just a prerequisite for a level we're gonna enter a little later on. I kind of forgot where I was going for a second, my bad. We're gonna go up to Crags now to collect another note. So this part of the game really just revolves around collecting Phobekins and notes. And Phobekins because they fixed the bridge in Forlorn Temple, and notes because they help us break the curse, which we didn't really get to talk about because it's Japanese. Gonna take like a small shortcut here. It just takes you through 3 levels. Into Crags we go. This section's really unoptimized by me. I really suck at it. This gliding just feels so floaty. Yeah, go figure. And it's kind of hard for me to, like, I don't like that movement at all, so it's kind of mediocre. You might recognize this area from earlier on the run. Oops. No, he fell. Almost a big mistake there. Managed to save it though.
The save was real.
Yeah, they were waiting for that power thistle to grow. Except it took 500 years, so we're just gonna go ahead and nab it for them, because we're nice. All the birds from the screen are just gonna chase us down here, so that's slightly terrifying.
Like,
that was a
birds
cool
the
strat.
worst, like ever.
Yeah, that was a really cool strat I did there. Never gotten that in a run either. It's kind of tight and kind of feels RNG dependent. So now we're gonna give this power thistle to this, to these two. I actually talking to the green one because it just saves a small amount of time because they have to walk over to you to kick you away to a new location. There you go. And now they're gonna wait again. This is a small sub-area that exists almost solely for the nodes. If you take too much damage here, it can actually get kind of scary, but looks like we're fine here. And this section's also kind of scary, above a bottomless pit with birds and bats and falling platforms, so not the kind of stuff you really want to be doing, but we did perfectly.
And there's
And
another note.
Another note. This cutscene, by the way, for grabbing a note takes like an eternity. So,
It's nice if you have to take a drink. Or
Yeah. It helps. It can also feel kind of annoying.
Like I can guess that this game can be very intense in the 90% runs.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a small breather and then go further.
That's true. Gonna go through crags in reverse here. Oops. Missing every single rope dart. Classic. So one of the most vertical stages in the game, crags, it's actually really easy in reverse, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly. You just have to fall down mostly. It's
Fall down and dodge.
Sorry?
Well, fall down and dodge. Just dodge all platforms and spikes.
Spikes. We're gonna go and heal the Queen of Quills here with the fairy that we acquired by beating Riviere Turquoise, which was the level with with the moth. Forgot to mention that part. See how much. Oh, we have barely enough to buy a new upgrade. That's very nice. We can buy bolster defense now, or whatever it's called. Basically, just reduces damage. Spikes now deal 2 damage, and everything that does more damage than 1 now deals 1 reduced, or 1 less. It's kind of confusing to explain, but that's what it does. And it helps out a lot. And now we're gonna rescue another Phobkin, the third one. This is Pyro, who's afraid of fire.
Guess they all have clever names
Yeah.
for their own fears.
One of them's Necro, which we found in the Catacombs. One of them's Claustro, which we found in a tight space. And then the last one we'll see later in the run. We're back in the underworld. There's a note to collect here. There's 2 routes you can take in this run. Either you can do Elemental Skylands first, or you can do Underworld first. I'm always choosing to go Underworld first, because I just prefer it over Skylands. I think it's the easier level.
Is there any time benefits for choosing one
we
of the
haven't
other?
tested it, but according to 2C, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
Since both of them are next to a portal anyway, so you have to travel equal distances.
That's fair enough.
A lot of running across lava here. It's gonna be pretty scary. Sometimes I forget to hold the right trigger and just fall through. Sounds like a dumb mistake, but it's happened more times than I'd like to admit. Now these 2 bats here, we're gonna lead them straight into their death. There they go. Didn't drop anything, feels bad. But they just fly into the lava. A lot of yelling in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's someone that has a little bit of trouble with his or her game.
Sore loser.
Bad RNG.
Well, Ruxton. Alright, that's another note. That was a pretty clean underworld. Pretty nice. And now we're going to be moving on to Elemental Skylands. Which is why we did that entire quest with Dark Cave and getting the fairy and healing the Queen of Quills. It's kind of finally going to pay off.
That gets
Whoops. Back in Crags again. This is probably the level we visit most. Except for maybe Autumn. It's always great to revisit this level because it's some pretty cool movements.
So
I'm now revisiting Glacial. What were you gonna say?
yeah, I was not going to ask, are we going to Glacial Peaks now? So
Yeah.
you already answered my question.
Now there's this bird trick you saw me doing earlier. If you miss it here, you actually have to reset this room. Or take a slower route, so it's even worse because you have to go to what are we calling the timers? Charles. You have to go to the Charles and it's just really annoying. So good thing we got it.
Hey, you
There's the
recognize her.
healed Queen of Quills, the monk. Gonna break the ice.
Tudum.
We always cracking jokes in this community. We're great at puns. And now we're going to the Charles to find our friend Manfred. Spoilers. It's gonna happen in like 2 seconds. He's trapped in the ice. And now we have to break the ice. Yes, I'm using this joke twice. And he's gonna help us go through the Elemental Skylands.
I wonder how he got struck there.
Probably something about the Demon King. I can't remember. Alright, here we go. This stage, I might not talk a lot during it, because it involves a lot of mashing. And a lot of enemies. Basically, every fireball you see Manfred spit is one button press. So if you see me do stuff like this, it's actually pretty fast.
I really like the charge animation of Manfred when he...
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Alright, so this level consists of 4 Skylands, all based on elements. Where we have to defend, or whoops, have to disable some defense mechanisms. I'm just having the worst movement of all time, but we saved it. A lot of enemies are gonna come chase us. Not a problem.
You have to turn out the generator.
Yeah. Whoops. So that's the end of the Wind Skyland. Or Air Skyland, whatever it is.
Same old, same old.
Hey. Also some hay, some haze in this level. My hair keeps falling in front of my face. I'm handicapped during this run. By my hair. Stop it. So in between all these Skylands, there's going to be some flying sections with Manfred. I kind of dislike them because they're slow and auto-scrolling. This Skyland's going to be over really quick, as we skip a pretty big part of it. If I get it. It's not too tough a trick, so I should be able to. Tab eyes also allow us to walk over this quicksand that you'll see. Hey. Like here. Very nice, doesn't slow us down anymore. It's number 2 down. Into another Manfred sequence. During the Manfred sections, you basically just want to collect as much money as possible. Because we are going to be buying some more upgrades later on in the run.
Are these upgrades you still need optional, or?
Yeah, all of the upgrades after the early game are pretty much optional. But they help a lot. After 8-bit, I mean. Like, they allow you to do damage boosts. Or the ones after this point, we're just gonna have for luxury purposes. Oh, here it comes. This is one of my favorite parts of this level. You have to kill all of these at the same time and collect a ton of time shards. Yeah. Hi. Third Skyland. Water. Can you guess what the final Skyland's gonna be? Oops.
Is the final Skyland going to be ice cream?
Yes, you got it spot on. Wow, I'm impressed. Have you played this game? Oh, that sucks. Okay. I missed a little cool hop there. Alright. So this is the backup strat that I'm really bad at, so that's why you might see me failing it. There we go. We made it past though. Alright, onto the ice cream Skyland. Right. Oh, I ruined it. Oh well, still gonna collect a lot of time shards. Oh, here it comes. Another one. Got all of them. Let's go. August. Alright, so we have a lot of money right now, which is good. We need 1,000 for our next upgrades. Alright, so it's not ice cream, it's actually strawberry ice cream. It just happens to be very orange and kills you instantly when you touch it.
Didn't know the messenger was allergic to aisle strawberries.
Hey. This one always gives me some trouble. I almost died. Not quite.
But not today.
No death run, Kappa. Alright, and that's gonna be the end of the stage. There is a pretty tough boss coming up that I'll probably focus for. It requires a lot of mashing, so sorry if I don't talk.
It's good to concentrate.
It's the Clockwork Concierge. I didn't charge. Oh wait, sorry about that. One more to go. So many projectiles. I'm scared. Alright, that's it. That's Clockwork on Shurge down. That was a... Oh, sorry for bumping into the mic. Pretty mediocre boss fight, but hey, we made it without dying, which I'm pretty stoked about. And giving us another note, and that's what all of that quest was for. We're now gonna rescue the final bamboo boy, or not bamboo boy, final boy, which is in Cloud Ruins, and this is debatably the second hardest level. In my opinion, it's the third hardest. But it's got a lot of instant death, so gonna try to avoid most of that. Don't quite have enough for the upgrade just yet, so we're gonna wait.
What's the next upgrade you want to purchase?
It's a couple of things. It's an extra shuriken, which doesn't really matter. It's piercing shurikens, which doesn't really matter, but they're both prerequisites for meditation, which makes your checkpoints refill 5 of your HP instead of 3.
Oh, that's huge.
And it's pretty nice, especially for the late game, which we're about to go into. That's what we needed Ruxin's amulet for, to talk to his staff, who was frozen there because he was standing there for 500 years. Oops. That didn't go according to plan, but that's fine. Gonna make that cycle because I'm feeling fancy. I almost clipped through there. I was going too fast. The speed police caught up with me. So you're gonna see some of the same stuff you did when I first visited the stage. But no Manfred chases or Manfred fights. Mostly just platforming. Tried to go for the damage boost. Didn't quite do it. That's fine. Ooh, nice HP.
Oh, it's not supposed to be there?
I can't remember, but I think I got it the last one as well, so it's probably always there. Coming up is a section where I need to damage boost a lot, or at least once. If I do it perfectly, I can do 1 damage boost. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do it twice, or even more. So I'm gonna try and do it well. Here it is. Alright, we made it.
Ogres.
There we go. That was pretty much perfect. Thank you. No, I didn't mean to go...
Alright, sorry, host was gone for a little while. Did I miss anything interesting?
You missed a couple of stages. Not like anything super noteworthy. just mostly cool movements and maybe a couple bosses. Don't know exactly when you left. Alright, now this is Monka S Ghosts Volume 2. And this time, there are no platforms, and they try to kill you even more. We made it though. One very, very scary one.
Yeah.
From here on out, it's just good movements. This screen bugs me. I don't like it because I don't like birds.
Those are a lot of birds, not gonna lie.
Did it well. Invincibility frame is going to allow us to go... Not there. Mistiming. Gonna allow us to go through some of those spike balls. Another slight Monka S Ghosts. This one's way less bad though. I don't know what happened there, but I'm
I
glad
think
I
you
didn't kill
fell
me.
in between the spikes.
Yeah, probably. Happy about it. More ghost platforming. I actually kind of like the ghosts in some of those segments, because they act like mobile lanterns, pretty much. And this is going to be the end of Cloud Ruins Volume 2. And get this folk in and then die in front of its eyes, scarring it for life. Alright, we have enough to afford these upgrades now, which I'm very happy about. If I can have some good menuing. Shops, best shops in town. Alright, now we're gonna go revisit Autumn Hills and travel towards Forlorn Temple. That's right, it actually has a purpose in this run. In the Out of Bounds route, you actually skip Forlorn Temple almost entirely. But we have to suffer through it because it's one of my least favorite stages. Mostly because it's really hard. So in the future in Autumn Hills, most of the ground has just been removed. Don't know what the lore behind that is. I guess an earthquake happened. Nice. Gonna be using those caterpillars in a cool way. So the hard part about this game, more specifically this category, is that the end game, the last couple of levels, are by far the hardest. So that can kind of screw over some runs. So we're gonna see the Phobkin gang. There they are. Happy to see us. They built us a bridge. Now we can get to Forlorn. A lot of blocks to get through. Bit of a scary jump here. this level has a lot of these spikes that come up from the ground, and quite a bit of these switches and crushers, and it's just a bad time overall. Also whiz robes, which just are never a good thing.
Ooh, for
As you can
robes.
see, this whiz robe's above me right now. I can't take the rocket up. Alright, there we go. A lot of these enemies we like to call Mike Wazowskis. And they can be kind of annoying. Hopefully they're nice. See, that's what I mean. Because he could have knocked me off this rocket and cost me some time, so I have to turn around and kill him. Coming up is one of the hardest rooms in the entire run. And one that can screw you over pretty badly. This one. Because you have to rely on the whiz robes to not give you bad RNG. And you also have to dash between a couple spikes. It's pretty dangerous, but we're gonna make it through.
Relying on RNG, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. We made it through there pretty convincingly. I don't know why I checked that lantern. I stopped to do it. Cool way to skip this room. There you go.
Very dicey.
That was pretty cool. And we also bought Shuriken Piercing, so we can just kind of throw one Shuriken and get that there. Pretty nice. Oh, I missed. So you can do that in one cycle if you hit that Shuriken. Unfortunately, though, I missed. Happens. Alright, I'm gonna play that a little bit safer. Gonna get a health refill not too long, but still don't want to die. These rockets are also kind of annoying to maneuver sometimes, but we got through. This room can be kind of tough, but we have damage reduction, so shouldn't be too big a deal, especially if I just do it perfectly. Let's go.
Great job.
Oh, oops. I don't know if I should go for this. I'm probably not gonna. You can skip a lot of this room, but you have to damage boost a ton, and it's really scary and spooky. So I'll just play it safe.
Holy crap.
And that room's got a lot. It's like it's taken some inspiration from Super Meat Boy by placing saw blades everywhere. That's the end of the stage. Into probably my least favorite boss. Its fast tactic is like really inconsistent. At least for me, I can't get it right at all. And aside from that, it's just pretty easy. There was an attempt. Aside from that, it's just kind of like an auto-scroller. You have to wait for this rocket to carry you all the way up, so you can finally start hitting him. I think he's like programmed to always stay above you, which is why it's so hard to actually get on this level. Alright, he's done. Second phase.
Second eye. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
No problem. He's like a big eyeball now. He shoots out these things. Really unpredictable. Kappa. Most of the time when you get hit here, it's just like stupid mistake, like jumping too high. But it can almost never kill you because those beams just do 1 damage. Same here. It gives you so much time to react. You move pretty fast, so... What? Okay. That's rough. That's never happened.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, because I got hit, and now I got hit off the... See, that's what happens. I jinxed it. We have to wait all the way to the bottom, and that's gonna lose us actually like 2 minutes. Sorry about that. He got hit. He hit us off. That's what happens when I try to trash talk him. I said we have so much time to react. There's no way to get hit. Then we got hit. So I guess it's sort of deserved. Take 2. If there's a way to not have to fall all the way down, I don't know it because I've never fallen down there, so... The thing is, your hitbox extends all the way up to the tip of the rocket as well, so that's why it's kind of annoying. Alright. We're at the end now, though. That boss fight is really annoying. We broke his favorite stained glass window, and somehow that kills him. Presumably because of the sunlight, but there he goes.
It's not feeling too good.
I guess I was gonna make a joke and I forgot what the joke was, so there you go. He's gonna give us his crown, allowing us to go through a new level. The run's nearing the end. There's 2 more levels to go, one of which is like negligible.
The other one is rough.
Probably the hardest in the game. So we'll see. So this stage is very chill. It's like some breathing room before the final stage. It's called Corrupted Future. Got some pretty nice music. Very Lovecraftian or Eldritch looking. I like the aesthetic. I think it's pretty cool. Mostly just some movement. Not a whole lot of time saved to have. Not a whole lot to say about this stage.
It's probably also not too much to it, I guess.
Yeah. Let's just moving around. It's got a pretty cool trick in the end, though.
just realized that when you are in those light zones of the fireflies or whatever they are, you're in 8 bits and otherwise you're 16.
It's pretty cool.
I've seen you run this multiple times, and this is the first time I notice.
I'm gonna skip that one because all it just does is summon some crushers. Here it comes. This is a pretty cool trick here that allows us to collect this note while dying. I got it. Normally there's like a cool chase sequence here, but we skipped that entirely. It's gonna look a little goofy. You can just slash in this animation, do whatever you want.
Do we have time for a donation?
Sure.
All right, we got €5 from Lift M. The comment says, thank you for your work and good luck to the runners. Greetings from Moscow. Kappa.
Thank you.
Oh, crap.
So yeah, that's a huge Lovecraftian monster. I'm just gonna leave the area.
Nope.
Don't want to deal with it. So normally if you wouldn't have died while collecting that music note, you would have had to run away from it. Interesting facts about that trick. The developers actually kept it in the game because they like the speedrun so much, because it's so unlikely to happen in a normal casual playthrough. All they did was fix the crash that came along with it like 20% of the time. So very nice of the developers. Shout out to Sabotage again.
Yeah, they are very friendly for speedrunners. Like we said, like they also added the skipping of the text boxes and stuff. It's great.
Yeah. Alright, so here we go. This is the music box. Got some great music. Go figure. It's probably the hardest level in the game. So I'll try to do my best here to get a good time. Great start. Doesn't matter too much. Kinda having a rough go at it right now. I'll play it safe. I don't want to die, believe it or not. So these like steam blowing things killed me there. I tried to wall jump. That's fine. We're just gonna start over. Try to play a little bit safer. There's so many times you can just take a small bit of damage here and it just whittles you down all the way. It's one of the reasons why this level is so difficult. So far, doing a little bit better.
So does the Steam also do free damage? Or?
No, the Steam just does one.
Okay.
So it's not that punishing, but it's still kind of annoying to keep running into it. The cycles in this level go from forgiving to punishing. This one's very forgiving because you just have to wait for this thing to go all the way over here, so you have a lot of time to do whatever you want.
Oh, that looks very scary, but probably isn't.
Nah, you just kind of wait for it. It goes at the exact same speed. Looks a lot harder than it is. Nice, skip the cycle. And
Nice.
this screen can be pretty rough as well.
Oh, this one is rough for sure.
Should be fine. There we go.
Nice.
Alright. You can actually go into shops here. This is the first time I actually meant to do it. Because when the music starts off, nothing happens in the stage. Everything is based off the music. Probably because it's the music box.
Yeah, now you say so, I see the
it goes like along
everything
with,
go with the beats.
Yeah. The screen, you can do it faster. I'm just not very good at it. There's also some puzzle rooms which we completely demolish by breaking them. Like that. Cool momentum here. Alright, let's hope this goes a little bit better than last night. That was the roughest room of my life last night, so glad we glided past it. Played a little risky there. Also trying to catch a cycle here. See if I get it. It's kind of tough. That's gonna miss it by a lot.
Runner, are you on pace for sub 2 hours? Question mark.
What's my time right now?
56:15.
Probably not, but maybe. I don't think so.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Pressure's on.
I can't remember exactly how long I usually take here. Let's go. God, that's a pixel perfect shuriken toss right there. And I got it. Pretty nice. This room can also mess you up. And the plate's slightly safer than most people. Another puzzle room, which again, we're gonna just break completely. Your slash also goes above your head, so that allows us to do that. Want to go inside this shop as well. Alright, don't want to die.
I see.
That was a rough one. This room is really cool if you get it right. Nice. That was pretty decent. Missed that cycle by a little bit. Missed that cycle by a little bit. Alright. I'll just go for the regular strat. So pretty decent. This is going to be the final, well, second final room of this level. Before we get into the boss. What's our time right now?
1:58:30.
That's not going to be a sub 2 hour. Might be a sub 2 hour music box though. And it might be a sub 2 hour without load times, so technically that still counts, but...
Yeah, and in the normal speedrun we go by no loading times, which yeah, here it is RTA, so it's a little bit different.
This is Phantom. He wants to play tennis with you. We don't want to do that though, so we manipulate him. Those invincibility frames really come in handy. As you can see, this rope dart slashing technique, which we've done many times before, allows us to dish out so much damage. and just go from phase to phase really easily. Wants to play tennis with us again? No, Phantom, we don't want to play tennis. You're done. Alright. So we have a small little cutscene to go through, and then time's coming up in a little bit.
It was a sub to Music Box boss,
Nice.
so great job.
That's pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna come together and control the arcane golem to defeat the mask, also known as doing the thing. And time's coming up in a little bit. I'll tell you in, like, I'll give you a small countdown, I guess. It's kind of tough to tell.
Kameha.
Alright, as soon as this hits him, that's time. So, time.
A 2 hour 50 seconds RTA.
So it's probably a sub 2 hour.
I count that as a sub 2 hours.
It's sub 2 hour in-game time, so
It
that's
depends.
very good. Yeah, it depends
That's
on the loading times on this
pretty
computer, of
good.
course, but
I'm pretty proud of that run. That was pretty decent. Feel like I showed off most of the run. Thank you to BSG for letting me do this. Apologies for my estimate being 20 minutes over. Hope that isn't too big a deal. But now we can just watch the credits. Thank you to Shuri for commentating with me. Helped out a ton. And I think that's, well, I guess I can promote my stuff real quick. You can find Shuri at twitch.tv/ShuriBear. You can find me at twitch.tv/PiranhaPig. And I think that's about it for me. To be continued.